You're listening to Analog Assault, a video game podcast by Mulehorn Gaming.
Welcome to the Analog Assault Podcast, your destination for video game talk, movies, and large explosions. I'm Wade, also known as Mulehorn117. We're on episode 27, and tonight I have with me my bros, Alex, a.k.a. Circuit 8.
Hey, hey.
And Kurt, a.k.a. Dirty Bombs. And, yeah, that sounds good, Dirty.
It is good.
At least pretend to be professionals.
Dirty Crunch a lot.
What's
And
that?
we got someone here with us that has a very epic beard. And that would be... Oh, wait. What time is it?
Oh, let me tell you what time it is. You don't need to watch for that. It's prime time.
It's prime time. We got
All
Thaddeus
time.
Prime in the house as well. What's up, bro?
Another day, man. Another day.
Another day. Another
The
day,
grind
another dog.
continues.
Yeah. So, fellas, we are on episode 27. You can catch us live every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on mixer.com/Mulehorn Gaming. And speaking of Mixer, you're going to want to check out our friends at the Shed Team at theshedteam.com. So, bros, it feels like it's been a little while. So,
Yeah.
how y'all been? What y'all been doing? What y'all been playing?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, only Far Cry 5.
Only Far Cry 5. Oh,
That
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're just keeping it honest.
Yeah. Little
So
song.
you just like killing a lot of cultists and stuff in that game, right? Is that the
Yeah,
deal?
I'm not a really big fan of cultists, so I'm easily okay with killing them.
Yeah.
But there's a butt ton of shenanigans to have and game mechanics that are hilarious.
Right.
Voice
Tell me
lines,
more.
NPCs. I mean, oh, and not to mention Mule's favorite, copious amounts of explosions.
Oh, dude. Yeah. We're actually going to talk about that in a little bit, but yeah. Can't wait, man. So you've been doing just Far Cry? That's about it, T Prime?
That's it, man.
Yeah. What about you fellas?
Moving.
Moving?
As you can see behind me,
Moving.
there is no
moving.
whip. There is no large cat skin. I'm in my new place now.
Yeah.
Thought that was a kangaroo.
Cat, kangaroo, it's all the same damn thing. You know,
Where's your whip?
not here.
Oh,
I can't whip bitches.
Apparently,
Oh.
he's no longer roommates with Jack Hanna.
It's
so-
true. He didn't pay his fair share of the rent anyway. He just paid me in Australian puns.
He
That was
just
terrible.
Yeah.
He just left a lemur in your room
It's
once a
true.
month.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it is a bachelor pad now, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, when I've had time to game, I kind of jump back into Origins for a little bit. I dropped my last cheese curd. That's pretty great.
Cheese curds.
It's a party foul.
That's a party foul indeed.
Ooh.
It's carpeted. It's clean. Not worried about it.
Did you blow it off at least?
No, screw that. I am the only one who's lived here in the last 6 months. I'm pretty sure I know it's clean.
Well, your feet are probably stinky, aren't they?
There's probably
Yeah,
a
well,
reason
my
for
foot
that.
hasn't been over there, so we're good.
Yeah.
The question is, do you clean your ass?
You know, but Origins. I kind of want to jump into the free play weekend for Ghost Recon Wildlands this weekend,
Yeah.
just because I want to pick that game back up because it's getting to be in a even better place. So the continued world tier mode that they have going on is always fun. It's just I ended up getting rid of it because it never really seemed like it should have been a the game as a service that it's kind of going into as it is.
Yeah.
But they're giving it more of a reason to be one, so I'm more comfortable with it now. So I kind of want to pick it back up and shoot them things off stealthy like as I stutter and I lisp.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about Destiny.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
maybe you shouldn't.
Oh, I
have
know
been
how you
games
feel
as a
about
service
Destiny.
this time around, but maybe now they're getting to a better place.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you, Alex? What you been playing, man?
Oh, well, once we figured out the situation of my bedroom being flooded, which was lots of fun.
Epically fun.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching water pour into the wall,
Oh, never good. Never
gallons
good.
at a time. Yeah,
Gallons.
actually saw it coming out of the foundation on the back of the house.
Holy crap.
Jeez, dude.
It was like a horror movie, but not blood, water.
Yeah.
But yeah, continuing down my path of not keeping up with the Joneses at all for right now, I started a new game in Fable.
Ooh, anniversary?
Yep, Fable Anniversary.
Very
OG.
nice.
Very nice.
Because all the rumors about, the potential of a new Fable game coming around, and I realized I haven't played Fable since, like, it was on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Since I went to my friend's house and played his OG Xbox because I had a PS2.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my due diligence and giving it another run. I picked up Elder Scrolls Legends on my phone.
Nice.
I just uninstalled that.
We have a connection like that. I feel like I get into a game and you're like, nah, it's shit.
It's not that it's shit. It's
I'm
just
over it.
I don't know. I was just kind of sitting on the fence with it, and every time I kept playing it, I'm like, I just want to go back and play Hearthstone.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I think that it has a lot of the same appeal. I'm interested in the sort of dual lane mechanic.
Yeah. That part was weird.
It's what makes it unique to me, and I'm just getting into it. I did play the Fable card game a bit too, and it really is just kind of a Hearthstone rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, and it has Fable personality.
Yeah.
But really, it's kind of like the same reason you jump into one of these new battle royale games is because you want to make a name for yourself in a new game.
Sure.
Yeah. You want
So
to be the dude.
you know how streamers do. So
Yeah. I mean, I might
Which we'll get to that
re-download it
later.
on my iPad, but every time I got something new on my phone, it was all like, your phone is low on storage space. Well, that's because they've got 2 freaking games for like at a gig each. So
Those are big.
yeah. These are not diet game sizes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like water-sized.
But it's cool. It has a really cool solo campaign with story and animations and voiceovers and stuff. So like there's actually
Yeah.
something for you to do if you're not interested in jumping into multiplayer.
I mean, it's nice the fact that it's got all of that. I unlocked the solo arena mode, though I hadn't tried it out yet. But there was one particular mission, I think, in like chapter 2, where every so often random creatures would switch sides on the board.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, come on.
yeah.
It was just really hard to keep a handle on things. I'm just like, oh, screw that.
Right. I mean, there's some slight annoyances with that and how the mechanics work. Just
Yeah.
a little different from Hearthstone, obviously. But personally, I kind of care more about the lore from Elder Scrolls than the lore from Warcraft because I don't play World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I used to.
Neither
But-
do I.
I
But
can
like
see that.
Blizzard better.
It's like I'd rather get into an Elder Scrolls game than a Warcraft universe game. So that was
I
my train
agree.
of thought. I'm like, yeah, I like card games. I'll give it a shot. So I'm giving it a shot. I'll update you guys next week.
Yeah. So this week I've been typical mule all over the map.
Mm-hmm.
As you can expect, no less from me.
Squirrel!
Squirrel. Yeah.
You back
So-
into Overwatch at all?
I did. I played the new Retaliation. I think it's what it was called. Yeah. And we got a little YouTube video on it if you want to see it. But man, that is actually pretty fun. And I kind of wish Blizzard would leave that stuff there. Just leave it there. Like, it's really cool. I like that they do seasons. Like, you keep it fresh. But stuff like that is really fun because it's PvE. And a
Shit, hate when
PvE.
games do that. It's like, you're not the McRib.
Yeah.
Leave it in.
Yeah, leave it in, man.
Wait, so they're only PvE aspects of the game and they take it out?
It's a seasonal thing. So it's
What
like,
the dick, man? I would totally play the hell out of that if they kept it in.
dude, it is so cool too, man. Yeah, exactly what Jumbaloo was saying in chat. It's like a timed event that they do like for a season or an event or something like that.
Make it a PvP thing, man. I've been dying for PvE content that's regular.
Dude, you need to try it, man. It's
It's still installed on the Xbox, so I think I'll have to give it a shot.
it's pretty freaking fun. I did all the way up to hard mode. You have like a normal or easy, normal, hard, and then 2 modes above that. And if I did anything above hard mode, I'd probably want to play with friends that kind of know what they're doing. Because
That's not me.
the first time I played hard, this guy randomly died by falling off the edge, and we couldn't revive him, so we all wiped.
That sounds like a Thaddeus thing to do.
Yeah.
Heyo!
Yeah.
Yeah. So been doing that, man. And I've actually I've gotten back into Destiny, man. I've gotten back into it. So I've been playing quite a bit of Destiny. I've been playing with our bros Scarecrow and Underdog. But it's been fun, man. It's I'm actually enjoying it and I'm liking it, and it's giving me the memories back again. I'm getting the feels again because it's such a great shooter. So, and I hate to say it, but I kind of feel a little burnt out on BR games, on battle royale games.
No.
What?
I know.
Unbelievable.
I know. So,
I mean, they're not all completely unique and give different experiences.
yeah. We'll talk some more about that in a second. I got some thoughts on that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, so it's kind of I feel like, getting back into Destiny, and we'll talk more too later on it, but it's feeling good, man, and I'm enjoying it. And there's some cool little things. I got some tricked out like Crucible armor on right now. So, and I will have to say with Thaddeus though, I have been playing the crap out of Far Cry 5, and that game is amazeballs. That's
Just
just
so much fun. I was talking to one of the guys in shed chat today, and he said there's a place where you can farm animals that spawn. And I'm like, you know what? I need some more cash. So he like showed me the map, and hunting animals is kind of fun because you can do it in so many ways. Lots of it involves explosions. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna camp, kill some animals, get some cash, get some stuff, and have fun.
Yeah. I mean, because when I was playing it, and you can see our review on the website if you ever want to go check it out. But when I was playing it, the whole time I was playing it, I was like, did they think about me when they made this game? Because it's like, there's so many little things that can keep me like, when I'm like, oh, squirrel, like it just keeps me going. Because like, oh, there's a truck driving by. Let me just blow it up.
You have to.
So I can blow it up. You can snipe people out of planes. You can fly helicopters. Like it, man. It was just, I was having a blast with it, and I'm really glad I tried it out. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. So, well, dudes, let's get into this, and we're gonna talk a little movie talk first. But before we get into that, I just want to say, if you like the podcast, you like the website content, then consider being a supporter. Head over to patreon.com/Mulehorn Gaming to get all the details. So, as we say at the beginning of the podcast, movies and large explosions, let's talk a little Han Solo trailer real quick. Because, we all like Star Wars, man. So, there was a new trailer that came out. Mm-hmm. Give me your thoughts on this new trailer and what y'all think about it.
I'll say that it was the first time I was actually really excited to see this.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, okay, it's a new character, a new actor. Obviously you can't, reproduce Harrison Ford to the T by any means, but I'll see it when I see it. But I saw this trailer, I'm like, okay, I'm actually more on the excited side now.
Yep.
This trailer has got me a little bit hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really was not sure about Aaron Reich, and I'm still not. But after seeing this trailer, I went, yeah, I was gonna watch it. Obviously,
This
I
kid
was
may
going to
have the
watch
sauce.
But now seeing, Donald Glover is just perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect Lando, man.
Yeah.
He had the same look, that little part in his hair, man. He's
the little swag,
it
little
looks
twinkle
good
in his eye.
Well, I started to think like, man, this is gonna be like a heist film in the Star Wars universe. This could be like The Italian Job or Ocean's 11, or like a Guy Ritchie film. No, I mean maybe I'm asking for too much, but it looks like it could be pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Dirty?
I still don't care.
You just don't care, huh?
I just don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanted something that wasn't all about the Jedi. Here you go.
There you go.
Well, that's different. That's really different, man.
You're flip-flopping. You're flipping and you're flopping.
I don't care. I
Yeah.
feel like I already know Han Solo's backstory well enough. I don't need to see a movie dedicated to it.
I think you do.
I
think
don't
you do.
have. I'm not going to see it. The only reason I'm going to see it is if some person I know says, "Hey, Dirty, let's go see the Han Solo movie." I'm buying. I'm like, okay. I'm not spending my money on that. Sorry, but I'm not. So
You know,
I
if
don't have faith that Aaron Reich is going to do a good job at all. Like,
You know what?
and I don't. Hang on. I'm not done pouring myself on this yet. I don't remember which Discord chat I was in that was talking about. I think it may have been Cobalt Cams, where one of his friends was saying that even if he's not a good actor, it still has Donald Glover and what's her name?
From
I can't think
Game
of her real name.
Thrones.
What?
The girl from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Amelia something. That they can carry it. It's like they shouldn't have to carry it. They're supporting characters. It's called Solo, a Star Wars movie, so it should be carried by the lead actor.
Yeah.
If he can't do it, then what the fuck? So I'm still not sold on this movie.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know. I
I'm
just
not
don't
sold on it.
understand the. I mean, you hate them so much. Why are you becoming a rebel right now?
Oh, shots fired.
Falcon, baby. Falcon line.
So
I'm just saying, it's a real ass Star Wars movie. You're gonna watch it. You can't convince us that you're not ever gonna watch this thing, man. It's a Star Wars movie.
You know what? I'll
Dude.
watch it when it comes out on Netflix. How about that?
I was gonna say this is the exact same dirty bombs I heard before Rogue One. He's like, I don't know.
Oh, and how good was Rogue One?
I don't know.
Right.
Rogue One was amazing.
It was really good.
There's not enough Sith in it. I can't see it. My quote is not filled.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know you're not a follower of the Jedi, but have a little faith.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I'll watch it when it comes to Netflix, but until then, man, I'm not going to see it in the theaters.
I think you'll see it in the theaters.
I will not see it in the theaters.
Just
You
wait.
will, but you'll never tell us.
You'll feel the hype from Mule, and you'll be like, "Oh, okay,
You mean the overhype from you?
yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah." So I have to agree with what T Prime was saying is that I wasn't too high up on the movie. I was like, I'm gonna go see it. It's Star Wars, you know. But after
Right.
seeing this last trailer, I was like, this actually looks pretty freaking good. Like, it's got me hyped. So, you know, the only weird thing I noticed though was in the trailer was the Falcon that everyone's talking about, where
Right.
it doesn't have like the fangs anymore. You know, it's got like the cargo in the middle.
Oh shit, it does.
Yeah, and so
That's
You know.
weird.
I'm betting it got blowed up, and it had to
Maybe.
be modified or repaired into what it looks like now.
yeah, I'm thinking it's got to be like there's got to be something dealing with like his modifications because it's referenced a lot in the original movies. Like he's like Han's like I made a lot of special modifications, you know. And when you look at other pictures of the Millennium Falcon, the cannons on the top and bottom are not the four cannons you see in New Hope. You know, you don't have the fangs up on the front of the Falcon. So, and it just looks like a frat boy's house rather than a junker ship, you know. So,
Well,
Right.
It's still the Corellian body style, so I mean that's as long as they keep that, I guess it's kind of okay.
yeah. Yeah. So,
Well, they're showing that the ship evolved as well as the characters.
yeah. And that's what I'm hoping they show is that basically it just evolved over time, like kind of like, you know, because he, as it's referenced in, you know, the movies, he won it from Lando because
Right.
Lando, the first thing he says in Empire Strikes Back is, "What did you do to my ship?"
Right.
You know?
Which makes me think he didn't see what happened.
Yeah. He may
He
not
didn't
have.
s- Yeah.
So, anyway, so moving on with one other movie, we have to talk about it just because we're so like close, and that's Infinity Wars. It's upon us, or sorry, Infinity War, even though there's two movies. So
Are they going to do it in two parts?
there's going to be two parts. Yeah.
Ugh.
So
Yeah.
Ugh.
we've seen the trailers. We're seeing some more extended trailers. What are your thoughts and feelings so far? Are you excited to see it? You going to go see it?
Captain's gonna die.
Yeah.
Cap's going to die. Is that what you said, Dirty?
Him or Iron Man?
Isn't everybody supposed to die?
In the comics, they do.
Yeah, why wouldn't that happen?
Well, we're talking permadeath.
Like permanent.
Hmm?
Dead.
Who's not going to come back for the
So-
Perma did.
post Infinity Wars?
Yeah, explain to me, because I know just what I've read offhand in some wikis and heard people talk about. So, in the comic books, OG style, everyone dies, right? But then there's like some reset.
Yeah. One of the stones is a time stone, so you can go back, and stop it. And then in one of the comics, I think it's actually Thanos' son that stops Thanos and basically suspends him in a
Yeah.
gel
the-
of death of some kind,
Yeah, and can
Oh,
count the reboot of the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
Who's his son?
Yeah.
Okay. So, why would we suspect that like only one person would die permanently? Like, shouldn't everybody be dying? And then,
Well, it's Hollywood. End of contracts. People getting old.
Yeah.
yeah.
That too.
So
Plus,
like you
Liberty's
said, Iron
taken.
Man might be the
You
one that
know,
makes sense.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm going to say something. It's not really a spoiler, but could potentially be. So if you don't
If
want
it's
to
in
hear
the comics, it's not a spoiler.
just close
It's a
your ears
rumor.
for like 3
It's a rumor.
seconds here. There was a picture that's going around on the internet from the latest trailer they
that was
put
3
out
seconds.
where I'll do a hand signal. I'll do like this.
Okay. Okay.
So there's a picture and it's of Guardians of the Galaxy, and one of them is Star-Lord, and he's like fighting against Iron Man like he's pissed off, like someone's dying, is what some people say. So some people think it might be someone from his squad. Other people, of course, are saying Cap or Iron Man. But
Like he's trying to go
Squad.
save someone, but Iron Man stops him. Yeah.
right.
Here's a fun fact for you, not a spoiler. Groot, the new Groot,
Yeah.
is not Groot reborn.
Groot's
It's
son.
Groot's actual son. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's actually a
Groot 2.
separate entity, is what
Yeah.
James Gunn said.
Spawn of Groot.
Basically blew up Twitter that day
Which-
when he said, "Yeah, it's not the same Groot." Everyone's like,
I didn't even
What?
know that.
Which actually kind of confuses me a little bit because I've followed Nerdist on Facebook, and they're on the up and up on the comics and whatnot, which is kind of why I follow them, because that way I don't have to dig through Wikipedia and whatnot. I can just be like, "Oh, look, Nerdist video, awesome." They have a history of Groot, and apparently his species is intelligent.
Yeah.
When they get older, their brains kind of degrade in the speech center to only allow him to say, "I am Groot."
I am Groot.
So with
Interesting.
Baby Groot being his son, it would make more sense to me for him to have full speech because he's so young.
if
Yeah.
that's the implication, then yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It's
So
gonna
what
be
James Gunn said, it was more like if you took a plant and you cut off a piece and replanted it in another pot.
Yeah.
Officially, that is a separate plant, even though it came from the original
I gotcha.
one. You know,
I still pretend it's Groot in my heart.
may as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I am Groot. Yeah. So
Teenage
guys,
Groot.
we have to talk about a few things here on the gaming before we move forward. And that's, just real quick, Xbox made a big announcement with their Inside Xbox where they're talking about all these new backwards compatibility games. And
Yeah.
holy crap, dude, there's a crap ton of Star Wars games on that list. So what are you guys, are y'all excited about some of these games? I know I'm going to purchase Star Wars Republic Commando because
Yep.
I don't have that on disc anymore, so I am definitely going to purchase it.
It's not a long campaign, so I can blow through it over the weekend easy.
I got the Game of the Year edition of Morrowind, like right over here.
Yeah,
So on the 17th, I'm gonna pop that baby in.
yeah. I would definitely do Morrowind. I would do Republic Commando, something like that. KOTOR 2. I still have that one on disc, so I'm pretty excited about where this is going.
Hey, how did KOTOR hold up when they brought that back? Was it good on Xbox?
So, yeah, it's not too bad. It's still a little slower than most games that you're used to, because it's still that kind of that turn-based feel.
Sure.
Yeah.
But all of these games are supposed to also be enhanced. Like they have a special program that they're using that can look at the game and still use like all of their original like setup, resolution and everything and make it better. So So I would recommend going back and watching that video on Mixer, because when you look at Jade Empire and see like how much better it looks, it kind of makes me want to go play through it again, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
But
I have to get the KOTOR games because I never played through those
Are
on
you
console.
serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
Dude, I started with the PS2. I never got an Xbox until the 360.
Dude,
And I never played KOTOR.
buy them both. They're like $9 probably both. So
Yeah.
you have to play. You will absolutely love them. Yeah. As Nate's saying in chat there. The stories are great, man. The stories are great. Yeah. So moving on. Now the big news right now in gaming is the reviews are out on God of War, and holy crap, we're seeing the hype train in full force here. We got lots of 10s, lots of 9s. It's looking pretty good. So guys, I want to open it up to you and just kind of let's chat about that. What do y'all think about these reviews?
Well, I can say that after listening to the lore podcast that had also dev interviews on the back end of it, I'm thinking it's close. It's in within the 9 realm. The
Yeah.
fact that the majority of these reviews are at 10s, is a little bit of eye-catching, and might raise a little question like, that's kind of interestingly consistent.
Yeah.
But I still think it's pretty close to 9. I can't doubt that much.
So what do you think, Alex and Kurt?
Well, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised because I'm going to be reviewing it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've not played a God of War game since God of War 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still a good game. So I have high hopes. And the fact that it's out of the Greek mythology realm is going to be that much more interesting. And I've been meaning to listen to that lore podcast. I just never really had time
You
to
will
do it
enjoy
yet.
it, my friend.
But I think I'm going to have to try and get in on some of that before the 20th because I enjoy some Norse myth.
Yeah.
It got me hyped.
Oh, yeah. Right. That would be a good way to break back into the series.
Yeah.
You know, invest yourself in the lore for sure. I didn't know they were doing that.
So what about you, Mr. Circuit 8?
Man, anytime I see a game that's getting a 9 or a 10, I think, who paid this guy? I looked up a list of other games that have gotten 10 out of 10s, and, you know, they're not all games that I would also give a 10 out of 10. And that's not to say anything bad about God of War. I'm sure it's superb. Clearly everyone loves it. But, you know, Super Mario Galaxy 2 got a 10 out of 10 on GameSpot. So take that with a grain of salt based on who's reviewing the game.
Yeah.
What their standards are, what their preferences are, you know? And I think it's really such a big shock to see a 10 out of 10 because besides Zelda, we haven't seen anything that even came close to that caliber recently because we've just been getting shit on with bad games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bad releases.
Yeah.
Games that have glitches, errors, bad launches, DLC, dramatic things going. We just haven't had a 10 out of 10, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
And it's a single player story too, so
yeah.
watch
Single
out.
player games are dead? What?
Right? Yet we have God of War, we've got Spider-Man coming out. Oh, yeah, single player game dead.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
No, I mean, I think people are already, like, you know, I've heard recently, maybe getting a little tired of playing Battle Royale nonstop.
Dude, that's the thing, man. Like, I am actually looking forward to playing God of War. I don't know when I'm going to be able to pick it up, but I want to play it because it just looks really stinking good. And the new Spider-Man game, oh my gosh, it looks so freaking epic, dude. Like, I cannot,
really good.
I cannot wait to play that game. Just all the stuff that I'm seeing with Game Informer and the stuff I saw with God of War.
Oh yeah, the Game Informer video describing how combat works in Spider-Man. I watched that earlier today.
Didn't it look
and they
cool?
Really sort of fleshed out some of the nuances on how he's not just beating people up, and it looks sort of like, you know, Arkham fighting style, like you'd expect.
That was my thought too.
it's way more acrobatic. He's light
Yep.
and nimbly bimbly, as Kurt likes to say, and
He's on nimbly bimbly.
he's throwing webs left and right, and he's got these little tools, little traps that he can throw and set. So it's a completely different
Yeah.
feel. It
I
looks
like
great.
it. I like how they said they want to try to keep Spider-Man fighting in the air. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
Because he is Spider-Man.
Hmm.
He's not a ground-based fighter majority of the time.
Yeah.
Right. That's where his advantage will lie, is being able to jump around his enemies.
Yeah, yeah. And so seeing stuff like, God of War and Spider-Man makes me really happy I own a PS4 now. Like, oh man.
Sure.
I am so glad that I own a PS4 now because both those games just look so epic. They look so good. I can't wait to get my hands on God of War and Spider-Man, especially Spider-Man, just because I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. And as a kid, that was my first comics I read was Spider-Man. So it's like, oh man,
I came into when McFarlane started drawing it. Oh, so good.
yeah,
So good.
yeah. So guys, is there any thoughts or any worries you have about either of these games?
My typical worry about Spider-Man is that is it supposed to be a standalone game? It's supposed to tie into the new movie or what?
It's a standalone in the fact that you're also an older Spider-Man, so you're not like a 15-year-old
good.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
But speaking of tie-ins, they did release what the second pre-order skin will be, or costume. It's the Iron Spider-Man costume from the movie.
What? Okay, I'm gonna have to pre-order that before September.
Oh, September. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
we
got
got time. We got time.
Yeah,
man.
plenty of time.
Oh yeah.
All right. So my biggest concern was that if it's going to try to tie in too much to a movie or any other pre-existing storyline, then it just might not live up and just suck, much like most comic book movie-based superhero games have done in the past, and thankfully why we haven't seen them continue.
It's like Batman. Batman didn't tie into movies. It had its own storyline.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wildly
Yeah.
It's kind of its own thing, and I don't know if it means that this isn't related to the Spider-Man you're seeing in movies right now at all. But what the dev said in the interview that I watched was that this is a slightly older Spider-Man. He's been working on his stuff for a few years now, so he didn't want you to feel like you're a fresh meat teen coming in with no idea on how to use his powers.
Yeah.
Like, this is a well experienced, seasoned Spidey.
Well-oiled spider.
You got a big bag of tricks.
Yeah, and the one thing that I'm worried about when thinking, because there's a lot of pluses to both these games. The one thing I'm worried about with both of them is how open world is God of War going to be and how open world is Spider-Man going to be. Is it going to be more of a, you're going to this particular area, but it's on rails and you can only run between these two particular buildings? Or is it going to be here's all of New York and wherever, Queens, that you can just go and whatever, you can go and fight bad guys.
Right.
So
from what I've seen, it looks more like the Batman Arkham series, where it's pretty much an open-esque world. There's boundaries at times, but generally you can travel to wherever to fight whatever you need to fight.
right,
Which I hope is true.
yeah,
Well, and if you're Spider-Man, hell, if you're Batman, do you really need a GTA-sized open world? Because you're not a criminal. You're not there to just do blow up random trucks that drive by or shoot people out of planes like
Far Cry.
in Far
I mean,
Cry.
in a Spidey sense, I think it would be more interesting to have not necessarily an open world per se, but a larger map to play with, just because it is Spider-Man.
yeah. That's kind of what I
Right.
hope too.
Right. The map has to be large enough to give. Because obviously he's shooting and traveling down streets between skyscrapers at breakneck speeds. You need a big area just to have a large action sequence.
Yeah.
So
Very
it's gonna have to be big-ish. But does it need to be open world? I don't think it needs to be quote unquote open world. But people are gonna complain if it isn't truly open world. So.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. And I think with Spider-Man, I saw enough things you can kind of free run where you run on buildings and stuff like that it's a little of a worry, but not it's going to kill the game for me if it's on rails. I think I'd still really enjoy it. Same way with God of War, because both of those so when you think single player game, you think story, cinematics, gimme, 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 and then some cool hack
Yeah.
and slash you can do here and there.
Look, there's nothing wrong with on rails.
Mm-hmm.
You guys watch movies, you're not choosing how those end.
Right.
Okay, movies are great, and that's a completely curated and designed experience that someone else made for you
Yep.
to watch. The old God of War games, those aren't open world, and people love the shit out of those games. You go from point A to point B, and you press X at the right time, and you rip someone's skull apart, right? That's what people liked about it. That was the game that started that shit.
Yeah, exactly,
The,
man.
the on-screen
Right.
button prompts and all that jazz.
Yeah,
So, look, it doesn't need to be open world.
I
Got
agree.
10 out of 10. Whatever.
What can you say?
Yeah.
Speaking of open world and God of War, they said it's definitely not open world, but there was various areas, and especially the hub, that have an open world feel to them that you
Yeah.
can go back to explore, open up side quests, treasure hunt, and whatnot.
Nice.
So it's not on rails, it's not tunneled, but there's areas where it does have that open world feel, more like a hybrid, and I
You
like
can
that.
explore.
Yeah.
I mean, with the big enough map, I mean, look, you go play Halo games, there are huge maps in some of
Yep.
those levels, and it's sure
Yep.
not an open world game by
Yeah.
any mean, by any stretch of the word, but there's big areas that would take you hours to fully explore.
Yep.
So I mean, can you live with that?
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
I could
Yeah.
be okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the reviewer said, he put 25 hours in the game and completed it, but he felt that there was so much more he needed to go back and do. And he could probably easily put another 15 at least. I'm like,
You really
that's
beat it
nice
in
to
25
hear.
hours, though?
What's that?
He really beat it in 25 hours?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's a pretty short campaign because
Well, he
Star
said he
Wars.
kinda went through it. He didn't explore everything. He's kind of
Yeah.
stuck to the main campaign.
Okay. Yeah. So that's about to give you an idea. Star Wars Battlefront 2's campaign was 7 hours, 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah, but that's Battlefront. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
we weren't expecting anything huge from
yeah,
every
I'm just
single player.
I'm just saying it gives you a good idea of how long the game will be.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking if you explore everything to the nth degree, we're
Mhm.
looking at least 40 to 50 hours, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
You know what?
Yeah.
I want to see God of War on the same level of Horizon.
yeah.
Mm.
It was open world, but it wasn't overwhelmingly large. It was a nice condensed map size that kept you interested, kept you busy, but it wasn't too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was perfect.
That was good.
Perfect.
Yeah. So real quick before we move into our Ask and Log from our Shots Fired segment, Destiny 2, they came out with an update. They're talking about the new expansion, Warmind. They're going to do a reveal stream on Twitch, and they came out with a little bit more information on their roadmap. And I got to say, guys, it actually looks kind of good.
Well, that's gonna be something you three can talk about.
I see a whole lot of stuff that should have been in the game to begin with,
Yeah.
in true Bungie fashion. And honestly, it doesn't seem like I'm going to be interested until September.
Yeah.
Because in September, we've got gear collections. I don't care about records. Weapon slot changes, which I'm interested in, and weapon randomization. Now, what does that mean? Like, are they?
That
I
each
doubt
gun
they're going
isn't going to drop the same every single time.
They're saying
Is
they're
it-
bringing back the different roles.
Okay, if they say so.
Yeah,
Well,
I
how
mean,
they're
that
going
thing
back
we
on
were
what
all
they,
really happy about, and then everybody started to complain about because they got bored.
I love how they're going back on everything that they've fucking done. I absolutely love Bungie and their indecisions. It's just so stupid.
Well, the players ended up saying that too.
Make your
first.
game!
Yeah.
Yeah. You control the
Holy
game.
crap, dude. They're going to buy the damn thing anyway. Jesus.
Yeah, I think that should have just stuck to their guns, no pun intended.
Hmm.
But that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so April 24th, we're going to get a reveal stream for Season 3, which will include presumably some info on the Warmind expansion, which is the next expansion coming out.
And I have seen on Twitter people actually getting very excited about that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been
Well, it's something.
yeah, it's something,
Yeah, it's
and
definitely something new.
you've been jonesing for the Warmind stuff since D1, so there's
Let's
something.
just hope it's the one that it's the D2's TTK because it needs to do well.
Yeah, And
If it does
TTK
not do
did bring me
well.
back in D1, so maybe I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I've kind of had an itch to play it lately, but I'm like, you know what? There's just still other things I can definitely go and play.
Well, I don't know. This is like the House of Wolves equivalent, then, right?
Yeah,
The current
I
DLC
think
The
so.
second actual expansion,
Yeah.
season 3. But season 1 is vanilla.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and they're a month late off their release schedule too, right? Like, which is not a surprise because at least it's only a month, I guess. But
yeah. I mean, to me though, it looks good because hey, May custom games, you're bringing out new DLC. Like it's stuff that I've been just waiting for who knows how long. You know,
Stuff that
Right.
should have been in the game to begin
I-
with. We've been saying it for forever.
I agree,
Everyone-
man.
Forever.
But it's funny because when they actually do give you what you want, you kind of like you get that forgetfulness. You know, you're like, oh man, I forget all those months of suck. Now it's fun.
This is fine.
well,
You deprived me of a year of this game without all of this because for whatever reason you guys can't figure out how to do that.
Look, if the game turns good, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to hold a grudge over
It
bumping
should-
his head
It
because
shouldn't turn good, Circuit. It should become better. It should start out good.
I agree. They probably should have held off from releasing Destiny 2 for another year instead of
Yeah.
squeezing out that turd. But that's not what happened. Sorry to be blunt or be frank. But damn, man. I mean,
hmm
Guys,
this is the reason we haven't been playing it.
they're just copying the Division. That's all they're doing.
That's what they're going to be doing in September. Gear collections, that's gear loadouts, guarantee it.
They just wanted to wait a few years and make
Like,
the
yeah,
game
they-
that everyone
look,
wanted.
Yeah,
That
they're gonna do
tactic worked.
loadouts.
Let's do that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, it's all good stuff. It's just, will it be too little, too late? Will there be other games that we're interested in? The good thing, I guess, for Destiny is this is all still happening before Anthem comes out, and who might theoretically be their direct competitor, because I don't know who else really is.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You know, who else directly competes with Destiny besides themselves sending their players off in droves?
Right now is
All on their
Division.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, Division, loot shoot, yeah. But we're not going to get Division 2 for a while, and what big is going to be coming to the Division?
More improvements to the game to bring people back into it. It's what they've been doing. All their DLC came out last year?
So I'm saying is you're going to
Yep.
get tweaks, improvements, but probably no major content drops because they're working on the next thing.
Yeah.
So Destiny is going to look pretty good when they're getting these new shinies.
Yeah.
But what I also like is they've also, didn't mean to cut you off, but they have another graphic on this post. It's called post-launch content, where they're showing what you get for buying the expansion and what is considered part of the season that's available to anybody who has Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So they're finally going to be upfront and clear and transparent about what you buy versus what you are entitled to just by already having the game.
Yeah.
Which, in case everybody forgot, you're not entitled to everything.
That's right. Yeah. Got to pay for the DLC, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So the expansion you purchase, and you get the new campaign, a new destination rewards, which means if you don't, you're not going to get that stuff. New raid lair, great. New Crucible maps, new legendary and exotic gear. So when they say new raid lair, that means there's not a new raid. There's a new raid lair.
Yeah.
But even if you don't want to buy the new expansion, you can still do Iron Banner, the faction rally, your seasonal reputation crap, existing end game, yada yada. Oh, and they also threw in seasonal events and new features and updates, so they had more icons. So it looked like no, you should probably just buy the expansions, and you know, if you're interested in playing Destiny, I mean,
Did
been
any,
like that for several years. So
did anybody see that picture of the Warmind, and it looked like it was flipping everyone the bird?
Yeah.
It was like,
It's like, double
"Suckers."
fuck you.
oh yeah, it is kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
This
Like,
DLC's gonna suck.
F you.
I mean, I'm excited for it just for the simple fact that we're getting into war mines, man. Like that stuff was interesting in D1, you know, and so
Been there, done that.
yeah, Well, we shall see.
No, I'm just kidding.
So one quick thing I forgot to mention here was there was this little leak that went out about a potential Xbox promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And this little leak is saying that, oh, hey, you want Xbox Live with Game Pass? $9.99 a month. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I can't confirm if it's true, but there's some tweets that went around, and people are assuming this could be the beginning of what you just said. Xbox Live Gold being incorporated with Game Pass. And if that's true,
That's $120 a year,
Yep.
kind of a big thing.
which is double what it is now for six. No,
It's
So
less.
yeah,
You pay $180 right now if you do
Xbox
Game
Live
Pass
and Game Pass
Xbox
together
Live.
is 180.
no, I don't have Game Pass.
I
Yeah,
can't
for
have
someone who
math.
doesn't have or want Game Pass, this doesn't matter though.
No.
That would be a worse deal, especially if they got rid of the option to buy one or the other individually.
But
But I
think
think
of
this
it.
is just some temporary offer.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is. But I mean, if you, I don't know, if you think about it a little bit, like if you're a parent that doesn't know too much about games, and your kid comes up and says, "Hey, I got my Xbox. Can I get Game Pass? It comes with Xbox Live. It's $9 a month." They'll probably be like, "Sure," instead of, "Hey, pops, can I get $50 from you?" So it might be a little bit easier pill to swallow.
If it's the option, the two, that's a great thing to roll out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense with new releases coming to Game Pass, and they're going to continue to add other older titles to Game Pass. It's actually a service that you might be interested in having for more than 1 month when, a new game hits. So
Yeah.
if you get gold for free with that, I'm down.
And Scarecrow is saying he actually has that in his Xbox Dash now, but he can't find it in the store. So,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
he's saying that in chat. So, interesting.
Yeah, the image is on Major Nelson's here, or I guess it was from a stream? Let's
Yep.
see. And it says- yeah, and I guess it's in French, but I believe this says gold free with Game Pass
Yep.
on the thing.
And and Jumbaloo's, he's mentioning in chat that the exclusive games should be free with Game Pass. All new exclusives are free with Game Pass. So,
Right.
that's why you can play
Which-
Sea of Thieves.
To be the devil's advocate is what exactly?
We'll
Right
find out
now,
at
jack
E3.
shit.
Right?
Yeah.
That
Sea of
is the
Thieves.
mystery.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
Well, there's this new game coming out I keep hearing about called Solar Purge. It should totally come to Xbox only, right?
I think
Yeah.
it should. It's
Wink,
coming
wink,
to
nudge,
Steam
nudge. You know what I'm
soon.
saying?
It's coming to Steam soon. That's what I know. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, dang. Did someone just say it is coming to Xbox as well? Oh, snap. Giggity, giggity. Yes.
One by
Confirmed.
one.
is this just
Live.
the official announcement?
This is
It's
the
too late.
official.
Oh, you heard it here
confirmed.
first. Solar Purge coming to Xbox.
Yeah.
them
For-
dual analog, baby.
For you
I might
guys
just
that-
have a little bit of wood with my no pants.
official, unofficial.
Officially unofficial.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you guys definitely need to go check it out. I mean, I'm just saying, I have my mouse gamepad, and look at that. I mean, just go check
I
it
was
out.
wearing the shirt yesterday for the Patreon cast, so if you want to see that,
Yeah.
maybe be a Patreon or go to their website.
There you go. All right, guys. So moving into our next segment, which is Shots Fired, where we ask you guys, the listeners or the viewers here in chat, just to send us with hashtag AskAnalog. Send us your questions or comments wherever you can find us, and we'll just chat with you directly. And so the first one we get from our official Discord from X1SG Chris, and he says, hashtag AskAnalog. Which is your favorites when you get to spike your coffee ops? And he's got 4 roses listed in his
Interesting.
I called this one Bailey's.
Baileys.
I called this one
I
Bailey's.
have something different. Rum chata.
Oh, yes.
Put a little golden grams in your coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's good
Sorry.
with coffee, man.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch in
Yeah.
your coffee.
That
What
is...
was that?
Dang.
Circuit. Yeah.
It's a June bug, man.
Oh, nice.
Someone let a June bug inside.
Circuit is definitely a cat, man. He's like,
Man, just scared the shit out of me.
You got feral real fast.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that special sauce in my coffee right about now.
Right?
simmer down now. Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to go for a Maker's,
Not bad.
like the Maker's 47, but actually I was gifted a bottle of a Stroop waffle liqueur.
Ooh,
I don't know if you guys know what a Stroop waffle is. It's
You're about to tell me.
Strip waffle?
Yeah, it's a waffle. Look it up, but it kind of hints of vanilla, nutmeg, stuff that goes well in a coffee.
True.
Yeah.
Cinnamon. Oh, yeah.
I have to go with what you said, Thaddeus. Rum chata is just on point, man.
It is.
Yeah. So,
It is.
so our next one, we got a couple questions here from Johnny Cage 85, and you guys are killing me in our Discord here with these long.
Do you want someone else to
questions.
read it, Mule?
No, it's fine. It's just like I feel like I'm talking the whole podcast when I read one of these. So,
Yeah, we can take turns.
okay, go ahead.
Give
Would you
your
like
poor
to?
little larynx.
Go
a
ahead,
rest.
Mr. Circuit Aid.
What?
I like your reading voice.
Soothe us with your audible orgasmic voice.
Ooh.
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 Yeah, I
Heavy
don't
on
want
the
to do this
orgasmic,
anymore. I
please.
feel dirty.
How's that side gig coming reading pornos for us?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah?
there's a reason you haven't seen much of me lately.
Making that cheese.
Circuit's making a circuit.
Yeah, the audio only. Okay. So Johnny Cage 85 says, a long one. He says, "Is Ubisoft the current best game developer / publisher in the biz?" Ubisoft, huh? With its most recent releases being great, Far Cry 5, Assassin's Creed Origins, South Park Fractured But Whole, Mario vs. Rabbids, and Ghost Recon Wildlands, and its continued content support and improvement of other games, like Division, Rainbow Six Siege, and For Honor. Is Ubisoft the benchmark to aim for in the current era of games? What do they do great, and what do they still miss on? If not them, then who do you think is the best game dev right now? Hashtag Ask Analog, hashtag Long Question, hashtag Sorry Not Sorry.
Nice.
Circuit.
Yeah. So, look, you got Ubisoft, EA, Activision, Take-Two. Who are the other big publishers, really?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, despite all the stuff all the salt, all the
Bethesda.
tears that Ubisoft provides, he might be right now.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think
Because
I
they
have to
are
agree.
coming back from an unfortunate track record of broken games and horrible launches to fantastic games in general and damn near perfect launches.
Quite the comeback.
Because I have heard nothing bad about Far Cry 5's launch in regards to bugs or glitches or anything that would be game breaking.
Right.
And
Right.
I still hold true to my opinion that I haven't heard anything super negative about Origin's release. Like there
No.
were a couple of glitches, like what Thaddeus had with his like Matrix boat thing and whatnot, but it wasn't game breaking. It was just kind of like, what the fuck? That just
Yeah, we-
happened.
Yeah.
We live
It's
in
more of
an
a
age
Skyrim boat thing.
If
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry.
really bad, it goes viral, basically. And
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'd have seen it by now.
Exactly. So I think they're making up for a lot of lost ground. So kudos to them for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of have to agree as well. I think they're kind of the maybe not the best because it's kind of hard to say, yeah, you're better than that guy over there, but they're one of the better ones currently.
Yeah, I agree with everything because Far Cry 5 is probably the best game I've played all year so far. In the it's been only 4 months, but still, it's
Mhm.
probably the best game I played this year so far. So, yeah. So, Circuit, do you want to read this next one, or do you want me to go ahead and take it for you, sir? I mean, I love your voice. It calms me.
Does it?
Hey, if you need it. So Johnny Cage 85 also says, Radical Heights is the newest battle royale game on the scene and seems very much like Fortnite and PUBG, but also different in its own way. It's very early, but also starting to get support from big streamers like Dr. Disrespect, and was number 3 on Twitch the other day. What do you think or know about this game, and do you think it could get as big as its opponents?
I'm sorry.
God, fun now too.
I'm looking at a meme we have in chat from Jumbaloo.
Jumbaloo, you came through.
Oh my gosh, man. That's great. We'll have
I
to
feel like
share
I'm
that on
glad I
Twitter.
don't have Mixer open right now.
No, yeah.
Man, I'm just gonna say
So,
BR games.
I saw something really funny. I'm gonna stop you right there, Mule. I saw the funniest thing all day today.
Yeah.
You guys know the parody account the guy has of the CEO, the ex-CEO from Sony, that big Twitter account. He tweeted at Cliffy B today, and he was like, actually, Boss Key has done a battle royale game before. Because they started out with 100 players and ended with one pretty quickly.
That's
It was sad, man. It was
pretty
sad.
good. Pretty good.
Cliffy B was a good sport. He said, that's actually a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
see
good.
it. Humble
And-
to own that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he owned up to it, and he's been a lot better. And he honestly, I feel bad for the guy because he's like, yeah, it sucks that we spent 3+ years on this game, and they basically just had to turn it off because it wasn't very successful, right?
Yeah.
So now here's their next
Yeah, not
step,
really.
and to me, it's kind of like an obvious grab at, okay, let's keep our guys employed because battle royale games are big right now. So obviously, let's do that. And it doesn't look that great. It looks kind of like a mix of PUBG and Fortnite. Fortnite in the
Yeah.
art style and PUBG in the quality of the graphics. So it's like a lesser, and they have, I guess, they don't have the big radial or the big circle that closes in. They have like separate geographic objectives that, different bubbles throughout
Yeah.
the map. They have a
Yeah.
slightly different sort of mechanic there, but it's like extreme early access right now. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you can really give it a fair knock, but
Yeah.
that's the way it is now.
I mean, I saw some footage back when Professor Broman was playing it, and it's very like eclectic, I guess you could say, like 80s themed stuff, and
Right.
I don't know, man.
Like Sunset Overdrive shit.
I mean, this thought here is pulling in also to our next Hask analog from our bro Wick on Mixer, and he says, "Have you seen Europa? Do you think it can be the next battle royale master? I plan on trying it out tonight. #PickleWick." By the way, go check him out. He's a really cool dude on Mixer.
First of all, that hashtag needs to catch on. So everyone watching, I don't care what you tweet. Just tag him in it and use #PickleWick.
Picklewick.
Okay, because that drawing is next.
Yeah,
Is that a reference to Pickle Rick?
Yes,
there you
All
go.
right.
because the episode where I don't believe you were there, but he said that he hates pickles.
Yeah, he said he'd rather be stabbed in the eye than eat a pickle. So
Yes.
Yeah, the old
Picklewick.
Scarecrow in chat. I saw some Europa before the podcast, and it looks like a souped up version of PUBG. Like it's pretty cool looking.
So I do have a question for you PUBG players.
yeah,
When I saw the trailer for it, it did say something about it being boundless. What does boundless entail? Because I know PUBG, closes in on the playable areas. So does Europa do that, or is it more like Radical Heights, where it's just kind of like separate little areas?
I don't know, man. I didn't
I didn't-
see a lot of it, but the big thing I think with Europa was the destructible environments. Like you can be
Right.
behind a box and they can
Right.
shoot it and blow it up, and then you're dead or whatever.
Okay.
But man, like the reason why I'm tying both of these together is because BR games, and this is what I think. I think everyone's starting to get burned out on them. And I think they're too scared to say they're getting burned out on them because that's been their main squeeze for a while. And so games like Fortnite, PUBG, all that other, you get all these other battle royale games that are coming out. So people will just go play them because they like battle royale games, but they're starting to get burned out on them.
Or do they play them because people like to watch?
Probably both, if we're being
Yeah.
real honest with ourselves, probably both, but,
It's probably some of both. Yeah.
yeah.
I think Europa actually looked a hell of a lot better
Yeah, I mean, it
than,
looked
than
cool.
Radical Heights.
Yeah.
It looked cool. Like it's made by Tencent, or at least the publisher is Tencent. That's like the humongously huge, like massive investment firm from China.
That's big.
Yeah.
No, Mondo. Like I think they're
Mondo.
actually technically the
Yeah,
biggest
Mondo.
investment firm in the world, something to that degree. Like they're massive. So there's a lot of money behind the company who's supporting it. And
Yeah.
like it,
You
it
know,
looks good. And it looks like there's a lot more environmental variability, like different types of areas, more different types of vehicles to
yeah.
use.
So I know Fortnite's kind of individuality comes from the building of the bases and whatnot,
Right.
along with it being a VR game. Does PUBG have destructible environments as well, to the level that Europa does?
Just the vehicles. Everything else is pretty much like a realistic shooter, kind of like a military realistic shooter. So you have to forage for your weapons and items, your backpack, your vest, your helmet, your guns, your ammo, and then it's just you versus all the dudes in the server. So, and whoever can come out on top. Oh yeah,
It's pretty minimal.
yeah. So, but man, I don't know. I mean, battle royale games. I think we're just seeing a lot of people make them because it's a craze. But I'm gonna say this about Europa. And I only noticed it after watching a few YouTube videos, and I noticed a comment, and I went back up and watched it. But in the trailer, where they're showcasing the game, there's one part where the guy is shooting like a roadblock, right? And he destroys it, and it immediately goes back up, like it's a bug. It immediately goes back up.
Could have been.
And the guy's comment said, hey, if they're showing this in the trailer, how many more bugs and issues do you think is going to be in this actual game?
Sure.
And I thought about that, and I was like, oh yeah, you kind of like when you do a trailer, you kind of want to put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Like,
Yeah, there's probably an early build. Like, is the game out yet?
I think it has now. Yeah,
Yeah. Picklewick's playing it now.
Okay.
yeah. So
Picklewick.
Pickleback. Yeah, but it's
I
just
feel like
something
that
that.
should just be his new gamer tag.
Yeah, I mean these look cool. I mean, I'm saying Radical Heights look cool. I mean you can smash, cash registers and get cash, and you got 80s theme music going on, and 80s look. You can ride a bike with a dude on the back of the bike and funny stuff like that. But
Look at the way MOBAs came, like with League of Legends, and obviously there were mods in games before that. It had almost the exact same rise to fame or rise to power as the Battle Royale games,
yeah,
right? They
Yeah.
started out as mods. People were like, this is really fun. And then someone capitalized on it. Then you got League of Legends. And actually, Tencent owns League of Legends or owns Riot Games, or majority shareholder of Riot Games. And I think within a year or two, you're going to see it all boil down to 2 to 4 major companies who actually have some good differences between them. Like you have Heroes of the Storm, you've got League of Legends, you've got Vainglory mobile is actually really huge still. So you've got sort of like less than 5 that matter really.
Yeah.
And you're going to see the same thing happen to battle royale games. So hopefully Radical Heights goes somewhere good, because I like Cliffy and I think he could make a good game. And Lawbreakers got a raw deal.
It
but,
did. Yeah.
you
Come on,
know,
Cliffy B. Yeah.
There are people with more money who are going to be competing with him to make a better game.
Yeah.
True and true.
Yep. So we got a couple more here, and we're going to ask you guys in chat if you have anything you want to add to the podcast. Just send us with hashtag #AskNlog. And so we got our bro, the Rayman23, and he says, do you think game developers should include language filter options? I don't think my son, 12, playing games with blood and violence. I don't mind my son, playing games with blood and violence, but I do have issues with language all the time. If it was a little here or a little there, it's one thing, but when it's almost every other word, it just gets crazy. I am referencing Far Cry 5. He is enjoying the game. Hashtag #AskAnalog.
It's a fair question. But
Yeah.
how I wonder how they would incorporate that. Maybe lots of bleeps or blanks. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if a game is rated M for mature, then that sort of gives them the leeway to do all of the things that would make a game mature.
Mature, right.
Whereas if a game is rated for teen, that doesn't just mean that the violence is teen or the language is PG. Like, you don't have these variable settings. I appreciate what he's saying, and yeah, that might be cool if games would give you the option. Like, there were games in the past where you could turn blood off or you could censor curse words.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't know if I would expect it that much, and really just have to say, if the game's mature, you run the risk of, when you let your 12-year-old kid play it, that's what's going to happen. Like, I don't play The Division, for one example, around my kid because the language in that game is just filthy.
And yeah.
It's not the violence that bothers me or her or would bother my daughter or anything, but it's the language. It's kind of okay. It's just like nonstop in
Yeah.
some games. Like I'd rather play Doom because no one's talking. It's just it's just gore.
It's just boom, boom, pew, pew.
Yeah, but when you have like psychotic people and really well written, depraved individuals saying messed up stuff, yeah, that's really up to you as a parent.
Yeah, man, I think logistically it'd just be too rough right now with how much is voice acted in games, because then you're going to have a voice actor that's going to have to say one line. They typically would say it, 3 or 4 times to get it right. And now they're going to have a whole nother line that they have to say on top of that one for every dialogue.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even think about the PG overdubs that they do in movies.
Yeah,
it's like
on
this mother-loving plane.
Yeah, you're gonna have different dialogue.
I hate that stuff,
and it'll give a different feel for the game, because sometimes, like when you're in a game and like something crazy is going on, and they just go F, it feels appropriate because you're like, dude, I'm screwed. I'm screwed,
right.
But when it's just like, if it's in that same situation, they're like, poop. It just doesn't have the same feel.
It kind of ruins the action because like, you a-hole.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Rayman, I think for us as parents, the thing that's hardest for us is when you see your kid enjoying something or would enjoy it, just basically making them wait.
Yeah.
Like my son loves watching me play Destiny and loves like watching me play other games, and he wants to play it, but I'm like, I don't think you grasp like why you're shooting aliens right now. Like I don't think you can grasp that yet at 7. So we're getting there. So
in Halo or Destiny or Gears of War, I think that's way easier to let a younger kid get into that stuff as opposed to like Battlefield, or Call of Duty, because you have to explain why it's okay to shoot these other human beings as opposed to these are monsters who want us all dead. So save the Earth like that. Okay.
And that's why I let him play my OG Star Wars Battlefront 2 that came out on OG Xbox, because you can play as a clone trooper and you're shooting robots. And so like he loves Star Wars and it's clone troopers, and so I'm okay with that, So anyways. So our next one here, and we'll ask any of you guys in chat if you have questions, and it's from our bro Captain Deadpool 83 on Twitter, and he says, should people go outside and do something when servers are down and stop asking for Halloween skins and free V-Bucks, or should they go frap to another game? And he's
frap.
She got frap in my stash. Frap attack. Frap attack.
He's referencing when Fortnite was down.
Well, these are all the same people who are just playing the free version of it anyways, and they're complaining.
Yeah.
Whatever. How long was it down?
Like all night and part of a day.
Were they doing an update, or was it just down?
I think it was just down.
Okay. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Move along.
Nothing to see here.
Hey, corner, stop fapping.
You really, nothing in your life means that it's that important that if you can't play a game for half a day, you should be getting rageful and getting online and cursing at people or anything.
Yeah.
Nothing about your life should mean that.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, reevaluate something.
I just thought it was funny that he said frap.
He didn't say frap.
He said fap.
Oh, I thought it said frap.
No, fap.
Like,
totally different word.
Very different
I
thing.
thought that was just Mule and his southern ways censoring the tweet.
No, my eyes are crossed here for a second.
Yeah.
Too much fapping.
They told you it would happen in Sunday school.
Boy, you're gonna go blind.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry. That's the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, we're done.
Yeah.
And we fired Mule from the podcast.
Circuit's gonna edit that.
Yeah. So we got a few questions here from Mixer, and one of them was from our bro Nate Johns. He said, when will Mule finish Far Cry 5? Hashtag Ask Analog. I'm getting close, man. I'm almost done with Faith, and I've already killed John. So
when are you gonna beat Witcher 3?
I don't know if I'll ever go back to that game.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I just couldn't get into it. I don't know the story.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on, man. We've been over this.
It's not
Merely
really shiny
excuses.
anymore.
Yeah. We've been over this. So we also have
I'm
from
not mad. I'm just disappointed.
just disappointed. I get you, man. Scarecrow 21. He says, anyone notice how a few PlayStation games are coming to Xbox? Hellblade is already out, and No Man's Sky is coming soonish. Crash Bandicoot Remaster and Spyro Remaster later this year. What do you think this may mean for Xbox? Hashtag Ask Analog.
Makes sense for games to be on as many platforms as possible.
Yeah, it's
I
more
guess
money.
he's implying if Xbox had anything to do with the decision or initiating that. If they hit up Sony and they were like, hey, can we get these games? You know, probably not. I'm guessing that all these people just wanted to be on additional platforms to sell more copies.
Right. I
Yeah.
guess a certain
I'm-
time had to pass before they could allow. They would
Probably.
allow those game developers to try the platforms. Yeah.
Yeah, timed
That's very possible.
timed
Yeah.
contracts or whatnot. Yeah.
Hmm.
Non exclusive, but contracts.
Well, you know how Xbox is advertising their launch exclusives. Like this game will
Yeah.
come out on Xbox, but eventually
Right,
you'll
right.
get it somewhere else too. Yeah.
And I agree with what Skills and Thrills is saying in chat that, PlayStation hasn't been the one that's wanted to play nice, And,
Oh, no.
they don't have to right now because they got kind of all the power in their court with the single player games.
Right.
But
For
it
now.
would be nice. It would be nice. So, yeah. So, Jumbaloo82, he says, what kind of new game modes / experiences would you like to see in future games? Man.
This isometric top-down space shooter on Mars would really get me going.
Kind of have a
Yeah.
Diablo feel to it.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
Like Diablo meets sci-fi guns and aliens.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
amazing.
You know what? I think we were saying something earlier. Isn't there a game called like Solar Purge? Something like that?
I think I've heard about that. I'm not sure.
No, but for real, man, you know what I kind of miss? And I wish they would put this in Destiny because it would work.
Horde.
Is kind of like Gears where they have this the Horde mode. Like I would love to see like in what's it called? The forest. What's it called? The
Infinite
The
Force.
Infinite Forest.
Infinite Forest. If
The
you gave
slightly
us
less than infinite forest.
yeah, if you gave us like just a horde mode in that,
Hi.
that would be freaking awesome. Where you just
Yeah.
rotate through the maps, kind of like you do on that one strike, and you just rotate through enemies or whatever it would be, and you have objectives or whatever it is to do.
Like
That'd be
even Gears of War eventually screwed up Horde mode.
That is
Yeah.
true.
All right.
Yeah.
I think maybe we're better off just leaving that one in the past, and we'll see if someone else does rehash the old glories of Horde mode with, the right balances and right feel and building up fortifications and stuff. But for now, I don't know. Horde mode would be cool, but it has to go into the right game. Really has to go into the right game. You are such a shill. I love these guys too, but you guys, you guys are killing me.
Well, Scarecrow wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not reading chat. What I would
That's what
like
she
to
said.
see though, I want to see more menu-based RPGs.
Yeah.
You know, I miss being able to go. I don't have to focus and hit pause between stuff like the real-time action. Sometimes it's cool just to have a game where it's not real time. Like I love playing XCOM for that reason because I'm not like I feel like I can put the controller down and like go
Yeah.
handle something and come back to the game. It's not a live, constantly online, persistent thing.
Yeah, I was thinking it too.
Yeah. I think I would have to say too, like I love how Far Cry has the co-op option in it as well, where you can just jump into a friend's game and play with them, and it's still their game, but you can just jump in and play with them, kind of like how you could do with Halo. I'd like to see something like that. I'd like to see.
Oh, you mean like in the new Borderlands that's gonna come out?
Yeah,
Hey yo.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Can't wait.
Hey Mule, have you ever played any Borderlands?
I did for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
See, he didn't come from Borderlands to Destiny like the rest of us.
That's how me and Circuit first played together.
I came from
Borderlands.
Mass Effect 3 to Destiny. That's where I came from.
Oh my God, Mule.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3 was already pretty old by that point,
You're
right?
fucking killing me, Smalls.
Yeah. What
Borderlands
Go back and play them right now.
Borderlands 2.
Stop playing Far Cry. Go play Borderlands instead.
you know what I just thought about though? Back to Jumbaloo's original question. I would like to see Destiny. space battles. That would be cool if you brought back a few, because there's a lot of sci-fi games out there or space magic-y games. It would be so freaking cool if you had like a little bit of like a tank battle or like a sparrow battle of some kind, or like, hey, we're in space. Let's freaking have a space battle in the ship I fly around in. Like that would be
Well, like Warframe has those sort of aerial-based missions you can go do. It gives a totally different feel to the game. If Destiny had something, if they did anything with the ships, anything.
Yeah.
What about ship racing?
Yeah, ship racing. Yeah,
Give me some on
You better
rails like
copyright
Star
that
Fox
right now
levels.
before they make fucking ship
Right.
racing league a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. It'd be fun. So, well, cool guys. That was a great cast. It felt good.
See, you jerk.
What?
You know what I want to see?
No,
I
you,
want to see something like
you don't get to talk.
Watch your mouth.
What do you want to say?
A side-scrolling Streets of Rage type game. That's
Oh,
co-op.
beat 'em up.
Yeah, beat 'em up.
Oh yeah.
You know, the last really, really good beat 'em up I played was Scott Pilgrim.
I never played that one.
Never played that.
Yeah.
You know the movie Scott Pilgrim? They made a video game, and it's like, I think Anamanaguchi did the music for it, and it's all like chip tunes, old school. It looks like a
Nice.
Nintendo or Genesis game, and it's straight up legit,
Maybe I need to play
amazing
this.
beat 'em up.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like, it's probably better than the movie is.
Oh.
Oh, it's a pretty good movie.
It is a really good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never read the comics at all. But,
Yeah. That's good. That is. Hey, bro. That is.
oh yeah,
fun.
bring Golden Axe back. That's what's up.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yes, Mule.
I just want to say, man, thanks for jumping on here and there these last few casts we've had. It's been fun to have you back, bro.
I'm doing what I can do, man.
Yeah. Well, that about wraps it up, guys. So I just want to say real quick, if you like our podcast, then go check out the other cool cats at ninjapancake.com. And if you would, like us on Facebook, leave us a review on iTunes. You can follow us all on Twitter. You got at Dirty Bombs, at Circuit 8, and all of us at Mulehorn Gaming. And remember, guys, when in doubt, blow it up!
Explosions!